Welcome to the Jonathan Acuna podcast. In your business, if everyone is doing their own thing, that leads to chaos. You want to create a well oiled machine that's consistent, efficient, and leads to greater profitability. You want to, and in order to do that, you need to systematize your business. And so today, we're going to talk about my 3 step process to clone yourself in your business. So, just to tell a little story to show you how powerful this is, I had a friend, Vivian. She's a business owner. And so she was at the center of all her processes. Her team would constantly be asking her questions. She would constantly have to be filling in the blanks with her team, helping them complete steps that were missing. Everyone had their own way of doing things. And so things were getting lost and the ball was dropping. And so she was frustrated. She was wondering why she's like communicating to her team, but they're not executing on what her vision is. And so there's something missing. And so as a leader, implementing one simple tool can help you. And so that first step is to document. And that document process in business is called a standard operating procedure. And I'm visual, so let's dive in and take a look at what that looks like. But first, it's 3 steps. Number 1 is document. Number 2 is assign. And number 3 is improve. Let's take a look at those in depth. So starting off and repeating the 3 steps to clone yourself in your business. And this is going to buy you back time and also buy you back frustration and stress. And it's going to remove you from the functions and processes inside of your business so to move you up into higher levels of work as a business owner, a team leader, or an executive, for example. So the 3 things that you need to do to execute on this, number 1 is you need to document this. You need to write down all those steps and then you need to add those resources. And as a bonus, I'm going to show you my own standard operating procedure template in Notion, and I'm going to show you how you can download it for free. Super cool. The next thing you want to do is you want to assign this to one person, one or a person on your, or a couple of people on your team, but they are the owner of this process. They are the only ones that are to do it. They are responsible for the input and output of that process. You're also going to train them on this. You're going to work with them. You're going to do your best, just guide step 1, step 1 to step 3 to finish it out. But then you're going to train them. The questions they ask, you're going to update your standard operating procedure. We'll call it processes, your instructions. It's a checklist. That's pretty much it. You can think of it as just a checklist at the end of the day. And so when you tell them that they're responsible, when you assign this to them, they are responsible for keeping it up to date and always improving it. Because, like, let's just take a step back, like 10,000 feet back. I like to pro tip right now. I love implementing principles. When you implement a principle, then that higher level thinking just cascades down to better actions overall. And that one principle I want to share with you is always leave things better than how you found it. Always leave things better than how you found it, whether it be people or processes or things. This is a great example. So with that principle in mind, they are responsible for improving the process. Not just coming in, doing the work and routine, but saying, hey, you know what? We could actually improve upon this. Step 1 and 2 doesn't even need to happen. We could cut this down. So they are owners in improving the process. And they become builders and collaborators, start thinking, using those critical thinking skills to improve the process for the business, for the efficiency of the team. You want to think of it like you're building a team and everyone is executing efficiently like a rowboat on time, just blasting through revenue. Okay, so let's look down. The last one is improve. So once you hand that process over, you're going to let that team member run that process for the week. And at the end of the week, you're going to look at the quality and you're going to see what needs to be improved. And you're going to ask them 3 questions. You're going to ask them, what went well? Great, let's do more of that. What didn't go well? All right, let's stop doing that. Let's fix it. Let's get ahead of it now. Let's nip it in the butt now so it doesn't repeat next week. And lastly, what can be done different next time? So how are we going to improve on this next time? And so that's pro tip again. Pro tip, principle time. Uh, Always improve by 1% every day. Always. Always try to find one way to improve your life in some small way every single day. That small change, doing that every day, the whole year, that compounds in improvement and efficiency gains. And so that's where I really like looking for always looking to improve by that 1%. Now, I'm going to give you my pro tip and a template so you can get started using this with your team today for free. So, I'm a fan of templates because templates are going to save us and accelerate our time. So, this is a template for what does a standard operating procedure look like. This is a list of standard operating procedures for, say, I just made this up. So say you're a digital marketing company and you're like, okay, this is how we create content. What's the name of it? Name of the process. You have your marketing process or sales process. What department is responsible for this? You don't have to get this granular, but it helps. What type is this? A one-time task, master guide? Is it always going to be updated? Status. Is this the most up-to-date manual or is this from last year? Like we can see here, for example, we were running sales process 1.0, but that's archived. Apparently, there's a new active sales process right here, sales process 2.0. That one right there. Yeah, that one. That sales process 2.0. Okay, converts 10 times, 10x. Well, definitely we want to use the new active one and not the one that's archived. So that's why it's using the status for documents so that we're always making sure we're using the most up-to-date status here. Now, the cool thing about this template when you download this, start here, we'll have a video in there for instructions on how to fill this out. The last thing I want to leave you is, we have some time. So this is my template for John. How do you write instructions? Because I write some instructions and my team members, they don't do things, or I write some instructions and no one uses it. Like, how do I write clear instructions so that I or anyone can execute this anytime in the future? How do I do that? I want to share with you, this is my bullet task template. So dope. I have used this through so many projects and so many meeting notes, like for years. And this is the minimal. This is basically it's a template that has all the buckets or places for information that's needed to hold a task for someone or you to do in the future. So if you're like quickly if you write a to do task, you're like, do this at that date and stuff like that. And then you're like, oh shit, they procrastinate on it or you're missing files or it never gets done. You're like, man, there's a lot of stuff missing there. So that's where this template's really going to help. So this is the template where it starts off as what is the one sentence goal that you're going to do? And I'll show you an example too. So we need to do this. So like, okay, how do we do this? It's almost like a recipe. So like, we're going to cook some eggs. We're going to cook an omelet. So the goal up here would be like, make an omelet. Great. What are the facts or resources that you need? Oh, we're going to need some eggs. We're going to need some milk. But here, they're going to be websites. They're going to be files. They're going to be special numbers or something. Our account checking number is 12345 or whatever, something like that. So then the next step you want to do is step 1, step 2, and step 3. You want to write what was the first thing to do. So you're like, boom, that first step should not take you more than 5 minutes to do. That's going to be the easiest way to overcome the barrier for procrastination so that you get started on that task immediately. And then you know what the end is. Write what the last task is done. I call this what is done. Like so done, like done. You even have to think about it. Once you check that last number 3 off, you are done. You don't have to think about this. You can move on to the next thing. You want to know that. And the reason why, pro tip, when someone asks you to do something, you write it down immediately and you do all the pieces of information so that when you walk away and you come back, you have everything you need to do so you could just execute. I'm all about just executing. I just have a list of tasks that are just bored and I'm just boom, 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 just executing on them. And I'm like, I wrote this task like 4 months ago on how to do this. I needed to do this task. Now I could just pull it up, everything is there, and I just execute. I love it. So let's see an actual example of what this looks like. So here's an example of how to build a new landing page. It's a task. So we have our links, special links, competitor website. So this is going to take you to that special competitor's website. You, instead of saving bookmarks and finding bookmark, where's that one URL that you need to save for whatever, then you have special facts. Like we're going to create a website that has /coaching offer or something like that. Some special fact or something that you need to do this task, like build a new landing page, for example. You can also do a how-to video here. I forgot to add it for the demo, so we'll come back to that later. But you got a video, say, I'm going to grab, say, I like this guy. So, say for example, you have a video or you record a video and you're like, this is how we're going to do this process.
Hey friends, welcome back.
Don't autoplay. There we go. I'm just grabbing a YouTube video so that you can see what does uploading a video look like. So when you give someone this task, you're like, okay, by the way, there's also a how-to video here. You're like, dope. How do I do the video? And you just click play. So I just grabbed a video off YouTube. But that is how you can add that. So they have a video, they have the facts, they have the websites. Now they just start building. Okay, we're gonna build a landing page. Boom. We're gonna do the ad copy. Boom. We're gonna add the images. Boom. What images do we need? They're right there. Boom. See how clearly we're executing? Thank you, Kat. Bam. High five. Back to work. Then we're gonna add analytics. Then we're gonna test it. Then we're ready. Boom. Publish live. We're done. We just clearly executed. We didn't sit there going, where's that file? Or what are we supposed to do? Or if I stopped halfway, oh shit, what did I finish? What did I have to do next? That's the cool thing about this. So this is the template for like writing SOPs. So in my template guide, this is the coolest thing ever. In the guide right here, new, there are templates right here. And when you click on the template, say for example, this how to create, oops, zoom out. You're going to get to update the status. So this is the template for an SOP. You're going to do the status. Is it active? Is it archive? Who's the owner? Who owns this process? You put their name there. When it is, what's the description of it? Then you have your department, marketing, or fill in whatever departments. Type, one task, master task. And then here's your goal. What is the goal? Do this. Here's where you list all your resources, step one. And then do your resource. Okay, step one, get file. Step two, format file. Step three, email file. Sally at gbc.com. So now the facts are there. I don't have to think about it. So, but that, and then you're like, oh, we need to do another task before. Bam, there's another template right there. So now we got to do this, but before, do that. And then you can do this. And you're like, okay, we got this, but we still got to do that. So it helps you stay organized and everything is there. So how to do a process. So when you hand this process over to someone, they're going to have everything they need to start executing on your vision, executing on your business, creating a really efficient machine, so oiled and so efficient, just systematizing your business. I love it. Making it run like a well-oiled clock is like so cool. And so I want to leave you with in the link below, there will be a link so you can download this Notion template for free. Get started today and start using SOPs, or they're basically instructions or checklists how to do something. You can apply it for your business and also for your personal life. I have SOPs for how to do taxes, how to file. Like it's literally step one, go to this website. Step two, download this file. So it makes this. I've crunched doing taxes from like a week down to an hour. It like by creating just an executable checklist that I'm just boom, 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 which is how I execute so fast. And so that is something I want to share with you. And so if you're a business owner, a professional, or a team leader, and you feel frustrated, overwhelmed, stressed out to the point of burnout, please don't continue on that path. Your health is so important, honestly. Click the link below. I'm offering free coaching sessions to help business owners level up their business and help them achieve more while doing less. If you found this episode helpful, I ask you to please share this with a friend, peer, colleague, just so they don't get stressed out or continue to be stressed out and frustrated with their business. They could learn to systematize their business so they could work on their business instead of in their business, and eventually sell their business one day or use it as a financial asset to buy them the time and freedom to do what they want, when they want, with whom they want. True freedom. I'm Jonathan Acuna. I hope you have a blessed day.